Here at Royal Air Force Station St. Mawgan in southwest England, more than 1,500 personnel are living in tents in the midst of a demanding large-scale air operations exercise. Known as Operation Cornish Titan 04, this is an annual training event for the Royal Air Force. But what makes this year's event unusual are two E-3 AWACS. One, an E-3D from Royal Air Force Station Waddington, the other, an E-3A from the NATO Air Base at Geilenkirchen, Germany. Together, these components form the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force, and this is the first time they have deployed together to an austere environment, simulated or real.
We've come to CT to train on deployed operations. In the past, the AW force has been focused very much on operating from forward operating bases, which are already established. And of course, with the new NRF mission, we need to be able to step on outside the NATO area, and there's nothing guaranteed in the terms of airfield we're going to get. So we need to be able to go into an austere base and operate from field conditions. I'd say we've had a pretty seamless start here. There have been a few frustrations. I would say that's probably more to do with just trying to get a DOB up and running, a deployed operating base up and running. Comms always an issue, but I think if you have a look around, you'll see that we're just working shoulder to shoulder and getting on and doing the task.
Before the NATO team arrived, the Royal Air Force had already constructed elaborate infrastructure, so the combined AWACS team could be up and running as soon as they hit the ground.
Oh, the support here has been absolutely fantastic. From day one, from the first time we went to Force Command to start the process, they took us by the hand. They've been bending over backwards to provide us with everything, knowledge, technical support, anything that we needed. And when we came into camp here, everything was set up for us, and they're continuing right up to today, incorporating us into their environment and teaching us the way ahead, because we're not used to it, and they do have some type of experience. Oh, the food is delicious. In this type of environment, they feed you like a king. Of course, you're outside all the time. You're hungry, but you can't go hungry here. The cook's been fantastic. The service has been fantastic. It's too bad it wasn't like that at home. Don't tell my wife that.
Although this is the first time NATO AWACS personnel from Geilenkirchen have had to operate from tents, it will likely not be the last time. In fact, this training is intended in part as a first step towards supporting operations with the new NATO Response Force, or NRF. Scheduled to be fully operational in 2006, the NRF will be capable of deploying anywhere in the world, and AWACS could be called upon to support them.
I think the most important lesson that we've learned is that this is doable. This does work, that even though we have some difficulties in integration at times, by the end of the day it works, and we can have an E-3D and an E-3A come together under one operational and logistics capability and produce that air power for the Joint Force Air Component Command.
What the future holds for NATO AWACS is unclear. However, it's likely the NATO Response Force will have plenty of work to do. And when they need extra eyes in the sky, thanks to Exercise Cornish Titan and the Royal Air Force, NATO's AWACS are one step closer to answering the call. Reporting from sunny Cornwall, England, and Royal Air Force Station St. Mawgan, I'm Captain Robert Furman, Chief of Public Information for NATO AWACS Geilenkirchen.